4th heat's away. Looks like it was Alvern on the outside. That would have been Adrian McCoy-Sophos taking that heat, but that was very close. Not sure how fast they went, but it's possible that they could move through even if they finished 2nd and 3rd in that one.
It's tough when you have the rain coming right in your face.
In your face, in your eyes.
It could be worse. It could be ice pellets and hail. But
we had that a couple, 2 Tuesdays ago.
Yeah, that's tough.
Final heat, we've got Gabrielle Martino of Alvern, Melanie Hutchinson of Merrimack, Justine Coolborn of Keene, Weenie Sono of Manchester Memorial, Samantha Sullivan of Milford, and Shay Maries of Salem. Yeah, we did our opening meet was supposed to be a relay meet, and the first event was the DMR. Distance medley relay, and we got through both the women's and men's sections of those, and they were just setting up for the hurdle shuttle relay, and started sending ice pellets.
Yeah, really.
They end up calling the hurdles because it was just too dangerous. And here we go on the last one. And it's going to be Keene's Justine Coolborn on that.
So what were they taking out of this?
I'm guessing based on that. I haven't heard, but I'm guessing they're taking the top
each heat plus next 6 best times.
So they're doing a double final then.
Yep.
What all this paperwork is. Yeah, so they postponed the meet. We actually had Bob starting that one too, and he said, look, we can't run, with it 33 degrees and snowing, I don't want to be running any of the sprint stuff.
Right.
But we could run the 4x8 relay, and so he said, let's give it 15 minutes and we'll see where we're at in 15 minutes. And some of the coaches go, oh, why don't we run? Conditions are potentially only going to get worse. Why don't we run 4x8 now? And Bob says, are any of your 4x8 teams warmed up? Because they weren't supposed to be going right then and there. But we ended up having to call the meet. It was snowing so heavy. My guys were kind of upset because they were looking to run. They had an open 1600 that they were going to run people in and then combine the times in order to come up with a relay.
Yep.
That way. And they wanted to get their first 1600 of the year in, so I had a couple of guys while everybody was kind of clearing out and everything like that get back on in the snow and rip some laps that way, but that meet didn't end up getting all the way through. And then we went over to Belmont following Saturday and had great weather.
Yeah.
Then we raced Tuesday and Thursday of this week. Cold and windy. Yep. Wednesday in between it, gorgeous. So you just never can tell.
No, that's New England.
We're getting ready for the hurdles. Can you hold those? Trying to figure this out. We've got the results. The girls' 100 hurdles. First heat, we should have Emily Plant of Salem, Nikki Longa of Londonderry, Selena Yim of Lowell, Olivia Mazarol of North, Sabrina Sherman of Exeter, Kristen Georga of Winnicott, Jordan Heiser of Exeter, and Kelsey Pierce of Exeter. I still might need some of those, but I don't know. 3 Exeter girls in that one.
Yeah, Exeter's got a pretty good team this year. They've got the ball rolling, and you know, once they get it rolling, you get some good.
That certainly helps, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's just a matter of inertia, overcoming inertia.
Exactly.
It's funny because my team's rolling a little bit smaller than it normally does. Every single kid that's there wants to be there,
and that's fun.
It's a lot of fun to coach. But on top of it, just some of the stuff they're doing, it's the same. A lot of the same kids we had last year. Not a lot has changed that way, other than we're a little bit slimmer. But the command that they have at what they're doing is just so much better.
Yeah. Makes a big difference.
Makes a huge difference. You know, kids that would have a tough time doubling now. Yeah, put me in that 4. I just ran the 2 mile. Put me in that 4x4.
Yeah. Now they're getting their confidence up.
Confidence, and they know that even though they're tired, they still got a good
get through it.
Good lap in them.
It's starting to rain now.
It's starting to rain now. Before it was just threatening.
Yeah.
Now it's starting to rain. Don't need that. Those two go. Don't need those. I don't need that. I don't know if we're on a scheduled break. Could be.
Think the rain will hurt the rhubarb?
Rhubarb?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
You ever heard that saying?
Rain will hurt the rhubarb. No, I have not.
Hey, you think the rain will hurt the rhubarb?
You hear the voice? Smile. Might not come out yet. Well, the one thing we can't, the water table can't be low anymore.
No. Especially after last fall.
Jeez.
You know, and then the carryover.
Matter of fact, after last fall, actually this morning, I packed up basically everything I could think of that might be able to keep stuff dry. And sitting there eating breakfast, I said, you know what? One of those ice fishing shelters. I thought about it. I borrowed somebody's last year.
Yeah.
We had a space heater in there at divisionals, and we had it again for New England's. I said, that might not be a bad purchase.
No, they're nice.
So I was scrolling through that today.
Go on, Nate.
Well, the tent's not much better, Nate. Is this a scheduled break?
I think that they were having trouble with the rain, having like the kids couldn't hear who was in the finals if they were at like the field events.
Right.
Like,
I just thought maybe they wanted to get everybody the same amount of soaked, so that they weigh the same when they start.
Like he's actually announcing right now, and if you're over here, you can't hear him.
Right. Yeah, it was brutal for those girls in the 100 just standing there for a while.
Yeah, it looked like the starter thing froze up or something.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
They did say everything.
Well, you get this kind of weather, and everything that can go wrong goes wrong.
We're talking right now. Is that being recorded?
So the gray skies look a little less gray. Sun's coming out somewhere. Looks like Bob's getting ready. I can't really tell though.
Looks like on the weather we've kind of gone through right here, so there's Nashua, so the heavy stuff's gone by for a while.
Which way it's going?
Should be going this way.
That way?
Southeast.
So, should be getting into just the heavy green and the light green as opposed to the yellow and orange. And they show yellow and orange on the radar. That's not usually good.
Right.
So whatever event they got going at Merrimack Valley is getting soaked right now.
Yeah, they're gonna be.
Oh, Brown's gonna be so good.
I saw Cook and Divine today, and
Yep. Cook's running the 2 mile.
2 mile
Divine's
with
running the mile. We don't have BD today.
yeah, that's what they said.
I think he goes to Louisiana or something like
For a
that.
mission trip, they were
Yeah,
saying?
mission trip. Been doing that pretty much every year.
What's Forrest running?
2 mile. He had a pretty good one the other day. Ran a 9:44.
I saw that.
Yeah. Mile was a little disappointing. He had all those fast guys there, and no one wanted to do anything. But it was a windy day. But
Yeah.
I really believe if they had gone for it, I think 425 somewhere in that range, someone would have gone. Bohern looks pretty good right now.
Yeah.
He's pretty strong. Played right into his hands and Aiden Kindop's hands.
Yeah.
They're good.
Guys with the burners at the end.
Yep. Who won the 4x8? Brookline must have, right?
Brookline.
Yeah, so they got a really good kid in the 2 mile. Lucas Arumbaro. He's good. He made Foot Locker in cross country this year.
Yeah.
And then you get Winslow's in there too, so that's going to be good. And
I talked to Nate, and they were going to run them. They weren't really sure. 8 2 mile. They said this is a 2 mile day, not an 800 day. Here we go. First heat. Fastest time. The 2 heat's going to be your champion.
North. Ooh, tight one.
Tight one.
Salem might have pulled that one out.
Yeah, they might have. That might be Emily
Between North and
Plant
Salem.
or Olivia Mazzaroli. Have to wait on the time for that one. Section 2, Livia Kozik of Portsmouth, Skylar Bomba of Alvern, Deborah Ofodili of Lowell, Caitlin Gorgani of North Reading, Sydney Lewis of Nashua South, Violet Davey of Merrimack, Sarah Griffin of Lowell, and Sina Kelly of Londonderry. And it just picked up again. This should be good between North Reading's Gorgani and Lewis. They both look really good in their preliminary rounds. They're getting some of the worst weather of the day so far for these hurdle finals. I'm sure that just makes them appreciate when they get the good days. They'll be side by side. And
Gorgani put up a good time, huh? She put up a good time. Gorgani?
Yeah.
Put up a 15.93.
Yep. And looked good. She was smoking her heat. I don't think she tagged the hurdle at all.
It's only a sophomore, too.
She's only a sophomore?
Yeah.
She's not. She's not undeveloped as an athlete.
Yeah, no, if you can get it down as a sophomore, you'll be pretty good.
Get it down as a sophomore. You got the build. See her down there with her hands on her hips. But the clock's still running. That hurdle heat still says 232, 233. Bob's looking for a reset there. There we go. Go, and they're off.
Yeah, great start also.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ahead of Lewis at the moment.
So it's, unless she falls,
Right.
it's not even close.
Yep. It's going to be Caitlin Gorgani of North Reading taking that one pretty easy. We'll have to wait and see what the time is. As they move the hurdles for the boys, 110s. Yeah,
No Will Fahey today, huh, from Portsmouth?
No. Boys 110s. In section 1, we've got Dennis Cote of Manchester Memorial, Thomas Lamar of Exeter, Louise Cruz of Manchester Memorial, Lance Tabaski of Brookline, Patrick Yudkin of Merrimack, Richard Desir of Brookline, Aidan Palermo of Portsmouth, and Nick Richards of Concord. This hasn't. This spring hasn't come early for us either this year. Last year it seemed to take forever, I think. But I know, last year it definitely took our guys some time to get going because we got our first meet in and then we missed our next 3. And so our times by about now were really pretty slow.
Wow.
But it appears this year, as far as I can tell with what I've looked at, there's some pretty fast times going. These result finals.
It's funny to see how much the Division II guys, the younger guys, have matured a little bit. They're taking it right to David Reynolds.
Fast. That was pretty wild. I saw those results the other day, and that you don't see that.
No.
All right, and the girls' 100 results. It was Caitlin Gorgani of North Reading taking it in 15.71, beating last year's record, and followed by Sydney Lewis of Nashua South with a 16.73. So she beat everybody in that heat by a second.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good. We got boys pole vault results, and Portsmouth's Chris Mood will take that with an 11.6 jump. Tying last year's jump by Nathan Miller of Pinkerton. These would be pretty crappy conditions, I would think.
Yeah, I would think so.
To be pole vaulting.
Slide down the pole.
Yeah, exactly. I remember that meet, I think it was Meet of Champions in, Memorial Field in Manchester.
Yeah.
And it was just pouring buckets. I remember watching Pat Moulton run. I think it was 9:21 in lane 2 the whole way because there was 3 inch of water in lane 1. And I had a girl high jumping and first jump onto the mat soaking wet because those mats just absorb water like crazy. So I can't imagine that's much different.
Nope.
Than pole vault. I'm not sure where they were pole vaulting. They're not pole vaulting behind us.
I'm not sure.
All the way on the other side, they got pole vault.
Oh, they have another one down there?
They were vaulting over here.
Oh, they were? They were doing it right here?
Oh, they were? We just missed it all. Here we go, first heat. And it looks like we've got 2 guys from Brookline. And it's going to be Lance Tabaski of Brookline. 17.60 on his seed time. We'll have to see if he beats that.
No Billy Powers.
No Billy Powers.
No Mr. Sub 14.
No. Well, it would have been fun to watch Billy in this because he just never lets anything faze him. I remember working clerk for New England's, and I can't remember exactly what the deal was, but oh, I know what it was. They had a set of blocks there that one of the teams from New England brought. It was a weird design. I've never seen it. So it was definitely old school, but it was also just something I had never seen before. Billy Powers pulls that block and he's looking at it, and he didn't know how to really adjust it or anything, but he didn't care. He used it and smoked everybody.
Yeah.
So here we go, second heat. We've got Andrew Kelly of Portsmouth, Manola Feliz of Concord, Chigozie Adgway of Lowell, Samuel Matiso of Lowell, Nasser Perry of Nashua North, Connor Cellini of Pinkerton, Darren Deeve of Lowell, and Thomas Slattery of Chelmsford. And each of these heat winners look really, really good. And they're off.
Looks like Cellini out in front.
Ooh,
That wipe
that
out.
was a tough one.
Oh, Lowell's taking it.
Lowell, yeah. That's going to be, I believe that was Chigozie Adgway of Lowell.
He looked
Could
really
have been
good.
Samuel Matuzo, either way. That was fast. We'll have to wait and see who our winner is.
He looked really good.
Yeah, considering the conditions. All right, next up is the final two sections of the girls' 100. We got Hannah Fraser of Pinkerton, Melanie Hutchinson of Merrimack, Ashley Griffin of Londonderry, Vanessa Norton of Nashua South, Emma Liptrap of Salem, Sabrina Sherman of Exeter, Celeste Mensa of Lowell, Grace Cunez of Exeter. Our fastest time in this heat from the section preliminaries was Sabrina Sherman of Exeter. This weather continues. I would assume that we're probably going to have less heats of the 200. That's just a guess.